People, they think that they aren't too intelligent to give NEET or excel in NEET, but this is something real that every people is intelligent. It's not that some people are more or less intelligent, but it's that people don't realize their intelligence and utilize their intelligence.
Hello everyone, welcome to Chamomile Tea with Toppers, an initiative by Unacademy. I have with me today one of my juniors, Keerthi Teja. He had an all-India rank of 12 in the NEET 2022 entrance examination and he cleared the examination with 710 marks. So congratulations, Keerthi.
Thank you, sir.
So my name is Chaitanya Mittal, all-India rank 4 in the AIIMS 2019 entrance examination, and today I shall be interviewing him. I shall be asking him about what are the best preparation strategies to use that can help in your preparation and how he cleared the examination with such a good rank and with such a good score. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So as you know, he is my junior at AIIMS Delhi. I am currently in the 7th semester and he has just joined as a first year. So एक first year के perspective से I want to know how is the experience at AIIMS Delhi so far?
Okay, sir, before I joined AIIMS Delhi, expectations are very high that AIIMS is one of the topmost institutions throughout the world and it's the best institution in the country. So when I joined the AIIMS, I have so many expectations. But when I reach AIIMS and after this first 15 days of my expectations, I don't know, they were just too low. The opportunities provided here, the experience with staff, seniors and everyone is too high. I just didn't imagine this.
Okay, so it is better than what you had imagined. Actually. That's nice. So how did you feel when you got your results, since that is a very special memory?
Oh, that wasn't really an unexpected one. I haven't at all expected less than a rank of 30. But yeah, it's truly memorable.
Okay, right. So how did you come to know about your result?
Okay, and the result was declared on September 7th. It's really late night. We are just waiting for results till 11 o'clock and I have slept. And then of a sudden, my sir at my institute called me and he asked me to check my results. And I checked and I was shocked to see the number 12 on the rank card. And I was very happy and my parents were on the cloud 9. And that was all. I didn't sleep that night at all.
Nice. So Keerthi here, he is from Andhra Pradesh and he has a brother who is studying at AIIMS Raipur. So I think काफ़ी लोगों के ऐसे brothers and sisters होते हैं who are also preparing or who have already cleared their entrances. So what was your brother's role in your preparation?
Sir, my brother's role was dramatic. He is really, more intelligent than me too. And he, due to some human silly mistakes, he had got some quite unexpected marks, but yeah, he did well. And those mistakes really helped me. I primarily focused on not doing those mistakes, so that, and the familiarity he gave to this field to me, and it's really amazing. It helped me a lot.
So what are some of those mistakes, that aspirants can in general avoid during their NEET preparation?
Oh, this was very challenging. There are many silly mistakes ranging from bubbling mistakes to overlooking the question and so on. And during my preparation, I have been doing many silly mistakes. Among the one which I will never forget is that there is a question in which the arrow shows this side. And I always used my right hand to point that direction and think that this direction is right. What's funnier was I did that mistake thrice. And every day I used to get nightmares like this question gonna come in my NEET exam and such.
Okay, so the idea is that there are some basic mistakes that you need to work on, and if you improve on those,
you should never forget those mistakes too.
Okay, so did you maintain a mistake notebook or something of that sort?
Yes, I have maintained a mistake notebook, writing not the question mistakes, but these human mistakes and some specific mistakes which I have done many times, and I have just revised what those mistakes before my NEET exam, like on the day of NEET exam.
Okay, that's great. So before we dive into your strategy and हम समझें कि how you went about every subject, Let's try to understand your story and your journey. कैसी थी अभी तक की your journey? How was your preparation journey? How did you go about things in general?
During my schooling, I was never literally focused on specific subject. I have been enjoying all the subjects, and especially physics, mathematics. They are always been fascinating to me, and every subject's gonna be like challenging. I mean, it's really not just sticking to the what they have been providing to me, and I have been enjoying all the subjects very much. And during my, I mean, we have to choose the path right in the interim. Then I thought, okay, before I have chosen to become a doctor and take BPC, but after I have chosen to become a doctor some years later, I got maths and physics really interesting. But that does not deviate my path. I mean, yeah, physics is interesting. Who isn't interested in physics? But choosing MBBS as a profession need not, I mean, obstruct these passions, right?
So you can have other passions, you can like
yeah,
other
yeah.
subjects, but so then why did you choose MBBS or medical specifically?
Okay, that's really difficult. Okay, see, this profession as a MBBS doctor as a profession is really not one of the top-notch professions in this society. I mean, you will gain huge respect, money, those all, and more of thing, you will see this real meaning of human life is that you need to propagate this humanity, serve to the people, not just contemporary people, but generations to come and so on. And yeah, this can be done in many branches, but medicine is really the most demandable at present. So even the COVID pandemic shown clearly that to us. So yeah, medicine has always been my profession.
Okay, that's so beautiful. So when did you start preparing for NEET, and when do you think should an aspirant start their preparation for the NEET entrance?
Okay, this particularly NEET preparation have started from 11th class itself. But after few days I started this 11th class preparation of NEET. What I realized is you should not prepare that you are going to write NEET exam, you should not concentrate. Rather you have to just read the subjects, explore the subjects what you are provided to. And I have done it like for 2 years, like exploring the subject, exploring the chapters, and then finally focus on what to do in NEET exam.
So you think you should just, there should be a passion for the subjects, you should enjoy those subjects rather than focusing on the fact that NEET hi tayari hai.
Yeah.
So what role do coaching institutes play when it comes to NEET preparation?
Oh yes, coaching institutes play a key role. I mean, I'm not telling the way the teachers explain those all, but yeah, the atmosphere you gain at the coaching institutes. What I think is, I don't think I can clear this NEET exam if I just stayed at home and watched these online videos and those. Coaching, like live coaching should be done. I mean, I am not that careful enough to study at home, but what I think is this atmosphere what these coaching institutes create is really helpful, really useful in fact, for the preparation of any exam, by the way. And they really try to make you focus on one thing itself, not to get you deviated to others. And coaching institutes as well as teachers and the peers, they play a very important role.
Okay. So how should someone, since the syllabus is so huge, there's the 3 subjects with so many chapters, so how should one try to understand the syllabus, and how should one go about completing their syllabus?
Okay, the NEET syllabus is like, it's a contradictory topic to think of. It may be huge for someone, it may be small for someone, but everyone tries to complete this, and that's what should be complete, not to leave any chapter. And when it comes to this completing syllabus, the prescribed way, I mean the chapters that are prescribed as per the curriculum, those boards and all, that's very neatly defined. You need not change the lessons,
orders or anything.
You need not change the orders. Continue each chapter, read every chapter, every line. And when it comes to NEET, what should be really considered is reading textbooks is very vital. Not just for NEET, but just for enhancing your grasp on subject. Reading such textbooks is extremely important as far as my opinion is concerned.
So when you pointed that out, what were the books that you referred to in your preparation in 11th and 12th?
Okay.
For every subject, can you tell us?
Okay, first, during my 11th class, this extremely huge exposure on you, this competition, this exam-oriented teaching starts like it's on a high peak. So I used to think, oh, I have to do many books and all, I have to do many topics, I have so much subjects to clear and so much topics to clear. And during my first days, I used to buy many books, I used to do many problems from other books rather than focusing on textbooks. And later I realized, and later after some of my preparation, my brother too cleared the exam, and again his experience added to me. He said, don't try to go to other books, just stay on textbooks, focus on textbooks. If you are perfect on textbooks, you need not be on any others. So I tried to get perfection on the textbooks. So for my biology, I did only NCERT, and you may try doing exemplar problems, which are very good just for Reader's Digest of that sort. During my 11th class, I used to do all the problems of outside books and our institute materials and so on. And during my 12th class, I think I regretted a lot because I have seen this 12th class NCERT textbooks. I have regretted so much. How can I miss this during my 1 year? I mean, it's so beautiful, like line to line, so much in-depth is there in that line to line. Once you read every line of NCERT, you will find that NCERT textbook is a lot harder than any other book to remember and to enhance to understand at least.
So I think that's an important message, that NCERT is also a difficult book. Like
Yes,
people think
really.
that NCERT is an easy book and sirf NCERT bolna is a small thing. But if you do the NCERT by itself and if you do it well, I think it has a lot of meaning. Especially since you love physics a lot. I remember ki class 12 ki NCERT, it used to be very good.
Yes, very good.
Okay. So, and what about chemistry?
And for chemistry, as far as organic and inorganic chemistry is concerned, I stuck to NCERT itself. And for physical chemistry, you may refer to some other books, just like basic problems, and previous year's questions always been handy. More than
Did you solve previous year questions of JEE mains?
No, JEE mains I have done from 2019, 2017, where NTA has been giving, and those.
Do you think they help?
Those I don't think they helped me at chemistry, and physics some they helped me.
Okay, so you think they're helpful for physics, but
Yes.
not much for chemistry.
Yes.
Right. So now if I look at this, you started your preparation in class 11. So what was your plan for the next 2 years? How did you think you will complete your syllabus? By when will you start revising? When will you be giving tests? What was your study plan like?
Okay, actually during my start of 11th class, our institute mainly concentrated on this board exams and so on. But I thought, oh, this is gonna take so much time. But then I consulted my teachers and they said, okay, we are gonna finish this whole syllabus by the start of NEET 2021 itself, so that we can assess your performance. And as they said, they completed the syllabus up to NEET 2021 until the NEET 2021.
You finished the class 11 syllabus in May.
Yeah, in May.
Okay.
By the start of May. And after this NEET 2021, they just assessed my performance, and afterwards they started to insist me that start revising only what you have learned. Try not to deviate to others. And what I got to know is, after I wrote the NEET 2021 and exam, and after I saw the previous year's papers, we should try to stick on the NCERT and try to read so much on like every bit of sentence and those on, rather than spreading our knowledge. That really, I don't think that did really help me. But after some few months of revising everything, I tried to read every line of NCERT. I just got some bored and tried to go spread my knowledge. And for some few months, I tried to read other books, but mostly I didn't consulted any other book than NCERT.
So you had attempted NEET 2021?
Yes, sir.
You went to the center and attempted?
No, just.
Acha, on your own. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So when you saw NEET 2021 and then you saw 2022, what was the difference between those?
There was a major difference. I mean, every one of those who attempted 2022 found a lot of difference in the pattern, where there are many statement types in CRT. I mean, assertion, reason questions and time-taking questions. Yeah, I don't think so. 2021 and 2022 look alike, but 2020 and 2021 are almost similar. But 2022 is different. But yeah, NTA is always unexpected.
So you were saying more of statement-based questions
Yes.
came this year. So maybe the preparation that you did with your NCERT helped with that.
Yes, that really helped me. What I got to know after I gave my NEET exam, 2020 exam, is See, when you read all these statements, you may not remember them. I mean, if you ask me some page number, what's the statement, I may not tell. But I have some these intuitions, right? I mean, most of the bits which I had left to do at last, I stuck to my intuitions. I mean, what I thought after seeing those questions. I mean, there were many assertion, reason type questions and statement type questions in NEET 2022, and I was very doubtful what I have to keep. I didn't remember that, but something strikes in me, my mind, like this is the correct answer. Your intuition says this.
So if you've read everything, even if you don't remember exactly, there is an intuitive sense that will tell you.
Yes.
Okay.
That really helped me. And after, I don't know, I really doubted if my intuition is correct or not. And after I checked my textbooks, and it helped me a lot.
Okay. So now just tell our learners what was your score in NEET 2022.
Yeah, I've scored 710 out of 720.
Right. And now let me guess, since you are passionate for physics, I think you would have scored a full 180 on 180 in physics.
That's true.
And then you lost 5 marks in chemistry and biology. Yes. Right. So let's first talk about your strategy that you used for physics. How did you go about preparation of physics, and that helped you secure a 180 out of 180? That's a perfect score in physics.
Okay. During my 11th class, I mostly tried to solve all the problems, the difficult ones, the mains, advanced problems of physics. But yeah, I tried some, I got some, I didn't get some. But after I attempted NEET 2021 and took the previous paper of 2020, what I saw is the most intelligent people, they got mistakes in some theoretical questions, and mostly where you require intelligence, and mostly where you require these sentence-based questions. So what I got of fear is that I may miss any question of this type in 2022. So I started referring textbooks and those all, statements, all the lines of NCERT, and I tried to understand how can I remember what is the meaning of every line. And I just stuck to reading only NCERT during my entire 12th. I haven't done very deep problems, just the examples of what they were given in NCERT. And finally, they turned out to be the problems in NEET 2022 were just examples, and the statement-based questions were just statements in NCERT.
And then how about chemistry? In chemistry, which was the one question you got wrong? Was it physical, inorganic, organic?
That was of solid state question. It's
Frankel defect.
Frankel defect question.
Okay. Right. So how did you study physical chemistry? And especially in physical chemistry, since there are some formula-based chapters, and then there are some chapters like solid state which require concept or which require you to understand theory. How do you go about those chapters?
Okay, as far as physical chemistry is concerned, what my teachers used to say is, my teachers used to write some formulas. They never explained concept clearly.
Okay.
And they insist us to make notes and read the notes before exams and continue writing the exams like that. But when I started reading textbook of physical chemistry, that matter was really very much. Most of the lessons in physical chemistry were so lengthy. Why they were lengthy was they try to explain everything, every example and so on. But I found that really interesting to read the physical chemistry, in fact, rather than mugging up these formulas and so on. And physical chemistry, first I learned all the concepts, every formula, and then tried NCERT, reading.
So do you think directly learning those formulas is a good approach, or should one?
Yeah. That's when I used to learn this formula directly, I never remember them.
You felt it was dry.
It was dry, very dry. And like later time I used to consult NCERT, and they never give huge formulas, direct formulas. They try to minimize the formulas, increase the content. And even the examples of NCERT were good. And those were the questions which came in NEET 2020.
And how about inorganic and organic chemistry?
And organic chemistry, I consulted the notes which were given by my teachers. That was really well, because organic chemistry in textbooks will be like so lengthy and you can't stick to it. So what my teachers, they confined to NCERT, and they used to sort the things in an order and give me a notes, and I consulted the notes for organic chemistry. And in organic chemistry, just NCERT, not more than NCERT. And even NCERT, you need not read everything, because in organic chemistry isn't that weighed in NEET 20, in NEET, of course.
Okay, so you feel that inorganic is less
Yes,
slightly.
less, but you need to just focus on why these trends are like this, and just some little exceptions, and those are.
All right. And how about biology?
And biology, has always been like very interesting to read and so on. I mean, NCERT is really good at writing biology and physics. And biology, in the first few months, my teachers used to give me all this extra stuff outside biology, outside NCERT, like these modules, textbooks other than NCERT. But afterwards, NCERT is like remembering NCERT is not very much easy, and only when you get perfection on NCERT you can go to outside. And for biology, I stuck to NCERT, like reading many times until I get. And once I found NCERT very firm, and some points like they were missing and or they were wrong in NCERT, I used to refer to some other books or my teachers.
So overall, do you think for an aspirant, is NCERT sufficient for NEET preparation?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's 100% yes.
Okay. And what's the importance of question practice specifically in biology? Were there any books that you used for question practice there?
Okay, as far as question solving in biology is concerned, before attempting NEET 2022, what I used to think is assertion and reason questions were confined to AIIMS exam and not there in NEET exam. So I never touched those assertion reason type questions in biology, though sometimes they appeared in some other books. And I used to mainly focus on like these modified questions, not just direct lines from NCERT.
Twisted questions.
Twisted questions and like problem solving questions of that sort. But that really opened my imagination, but didn't really got useful in NEET 2022. But during my last preparation days, I didn't really solve many questions like these twisted questions, just stuck to NCERT lines, and that did help me in NEET 2022.
तो मतलब difficult questions मज़ेदार हैं but काम नहीं आएंगे. So apart from that, if I ask you कि NCERT को कैसे सही, what is the right way to read NCERT? क्या सही तरीका है NCERT पढ़ने का?
Okay, see, first you need to read the NCERT as a like storybook, not just like you need to write points and note down in your book or highlight. You need to just read it continuously as a story, need not memorize everything, then try to understand what the author is telling. And when you think something's must be remembered, like some table or values, try to remember as far as you can, and if you can't remember, just leave it. Just leave it and go to another chapter, and first try to understand all the chapters and form a link between them, and afterwards you can always refer to those values where you think you should be remembering further.
So how many times should have one person read the NCERT, let's say for biology?
That depends on both chapter ability of a person to remember, but I think it's necessarily more than twice.
Okay, right. And how did you make your notes? अपने notes बनाने में did you use any special strategies? Was there any special tips that your brother gave you to make your notes?
Okay, actually I have not been fond of making notes or reading notes, which my brother is really an excellent artist at. I used to get jealous of that, and my parents as well as teachers used to tell me that, see how your brother is making such a beautiful notes. And I really didn't make notes, but there's a point in my preparation that when teachers were really angry at me to make notes, to make short notes, to maintain summary, and I started my writing summary, but that really didn't go well. I used to procrastinate too much on that, and I then some point I thought, okay, this short note isn't really helping me, because if I am able to write the short notes, why don't it be in my mind? Why it should be in my notes? Then what I did challengingly is that, okay, instead of writing summary, try to write every page, every line of NCERT. Try to remember and write every concept of NCERT. And I started writing the whole textbook.
So you try to recall the textbook rather than just simply writing down notes and copying. So I think that's very important, because a lot of people stress on making notes, on making your short notes. Yes. But I think there's a different strategy that works for everyone. Yes. And ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि notes बनाए, and as you can see, Keerthi hates notes. And if note making is an art, he does not want to be an artist. So that's the good thing about NEET preparation. There are multiple ways to go about it. Okay. So now, since we have to do so much, itna kuch karna hai, we have to, study all these 3 subjects. So what was your daily routine like, right from when you woke up to when you slept?
It's just a corporate institutional stereotype. We used to wake up early morning, attend classes.
What time?
Okay, it's 5 o'clock in the
5
morning.
o'clock in the morning.
We used to attend classes like 6:30, and until afternoon we used to have classes, and from afternoon we used to just recall everything, revise, and at night we used to have some part tests and those on. And during my COVID time and online lectures, I haven't been very
Serious.
attentive and serious. I used to wake up lately and sleep lately, and those all. I used to just focus on these online subjects rather than reading individually. And then I got to remember that yes, this isn't gonna work and I should join the institution very seriously. And I have requested and I have joined the institution rather than staying at home. I mean, yeah, they accepted me to allow me into the institution, and then the teachers helped me make me attentive, and then that schedule where what they gave was really helpful.
So did you think you wasted some time
Yes,
in the
so
process?
much of time actually.
Okay. So the idea is that even if somebody has wasted a little time, it's fine.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can
that's
recover from
fine.
it if they, start studying seriously.
Yes.
And what about mock tests? How many mock tests did you give? What was your performance in those mock tests?
Okay.
How did you analyze those?
I don't have a specific number. We used to give during my 11th class every Sunday a mock test, full syllabus test. And when 12th class came, for some 3 months and all, we used to give part tests every day, like
Every
each
day?
subject every day. And after full syllabus has completed, they gave me like full syllabus tests for 4 months every day. And during last 2 weeks and so on, 2 tests a day and so on.
So that's more than 200 tests that you would have done.
And those numbers don't matter really as well.
Okay. And how about analyzing those tests? Because that is what is important.
Analyzation is very important. What I think is, rather than analyzing the question you make, you should analyze why the process, what's the process that made you mistake. I mean, if it's a silly mistake or some thinking mistake of that sort. It's the question, it's not the question, it's the process, how you make a mistake that matters. And that analyzation is very important. I mean, you just gave an exam, you should not leave unchecked if it's correct or not. And after you are making silly mistakes or any other mistakes, you should note down those why you are making these mistakes, and that did really help me a lot.
So what are 3 last minute tips and tricks that you have for the aspirants that they should keep in mind before appearing for their examination?
Okay. This is something which everyone should consider. During exam, everyone should not try to think that they are writing an exam. Rather than they should think that they are answering a question. And once the question is answered, you should leave that question. You should forget how many marks you are getting. Just focus on question. And if you are writing that answer to the question, leave it. And if you have not answered the question, just keep it aside and come at the last time. I mean, when I used to think that okay, I will be getting this much marks only, or during my exam I used to divert a lot, like, oh, this exam gonna suffer me a lot in this exam and so on. But this should not happen, and in NEET luckily I didn't get that feelings. What I got is just I am answering a question and forget the question, and answering another question, forget that question, so that at the end of the day you are just focused on answering the questions rather than answering the exam. That did really help me a
So
lot.
breakdown, it's not 180 questions
Yes,
to think
yes.
of. You have to just think of one question, then move on to the next,
Yes.
and think of it as a question to
Yes,
question.
yes.
Now, if I have to ask you that if somebody starts their preparation from December 2022 and they are appearing in the NEET examination in 2023, that is on 7th of May, how should they go about their preparation?
As far as the trends is concerned in NTA question paper setting, try to focus just on NCERT and always try to do the previous year questions, never miss the pattern in which they are giving exams. And please don't try to compare your marks with others or any other persons, and try not to deviate from the studies.
There's a book in physics, since you love physics, I would like to ask you about H.C. Verma sir's book of Concepts of Physics.
Yes, yes.
So what are your opinions on that book, and did you use it during your preparation?
H.C. Verma is really a life-changing book for anyone to read. I tried to do theory bits as many as I can, which I found interesting. And H.C. Verma is the book where you should never miss the theory questions in the first place. And really, if you aren't believe me, there's a question from NEET 2022 which directly came from H.C. Verma. And many questions were just like out of mind questions. You can't
They open up
answer.
your mind.
They open up
you
your
also have direct questions from H.C. Verma which came
okay,
to
yeah.
NEET. ठीक है. And if I have to ask you कि अगर last में किसी को कुछ chapters revise करने हैं and they want to know which are the most important chapters, tell me one most important chapter from physics, chemistry and biology.
Okay, for me in physics, the semiconductor chapter has always been like terrifying, so much to understand, so much to memorize. And what I think is not just weightage is concerned, but the length and depth of chapter when it's concerned. I think for me semiconductor chapter from physics is very important, and from chemistry everything is important. You can't expect a question from this or anything. And similarly from biology, I don't know why NTA is really poor at selecting the important topics. If you see the NEET 2021, they have left some core topics like nervous system, those all, and stuck on many topics like genetics, and this trend is seen. Anyone can be related to that.
So diversity, genetics and ecology, these three topics used to be, a huge chunk of the paper,
yes,
and a lot of people used to spend a lot of time on physiology, but because it was interesting.
Yes, but
वो आता ही नहीं है, the nervous system, there was no question. I remember the locomotion system also, that all of that also was slightly less. So there are some flaws with how the questions are selected, and you will know all this analysis if you have solved the previous year questions.
Yes, that's very important.
Right. So I think that brings us to an end on the academic side of the discussion, and I am sure you're also tired of me asking you so many questions, so many challenging questions. And now you have the opportunity. We have introduced a new segment called Ask the Senior. So you have the opportunity to ask me 3 questions, and I will only answer in yes or no, and it can be any question related to academics, related to college life or anything.
Would you prefer pursuing your higher education in other countries like US?
No.
No, okay. And if you were to become the director of AIIMS, and if I ask you, will you give me 1 cadaver per 1 student?
No.
Oh. And some sort of philosophical question. And if I were to give you a power in which you will be knowing what everyone thinks about you, would you choose it?
Yes, I think so. I would like to know that. And that was really interesting. Those were really interesting questions. And I would also like to ask you that, would you like to, pursue your higher studies in India itself, or would you like to go out?
Oh.
Have you thought about that?
I'm actually more inclined towards other countries.
Okay.
And not so confirmed in a dilemma of that.
Okay, it's fine. You have 5.5 long years of MBBS ahead of you, and I hope you enjoy them. So let's move to the next round of CTwT. That is the fun segment of CTwT that's called Rapid Fire. So I'll ask you a few questions and you have to answer them as soon as possible, and there's a special hamper for you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
So your first question is, what is something most people do easily but you find very difficult?
Initiating a conversation.
Right. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
You are mortal people.
Okay. Is there an app that you hate but you have to use anyway?
WhatsApp.
Okay. Because you have to initiate conversations on that? What is the stupidest thing you've done on your own free will?
Oh, there are many actually. Once I have fell into a drainage.
You fell into a drain?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was really memorable.
Okay. What's something you've tried that you will never ever try again? It cannot be falling into a drain.
Okay. I have tasted this, I don't know, it's called tasting salt, wantedly.
Tasting salt.
It's really a horrible experience.
If you could change one thing about your upbringing, what would it be?
Oh, I don't think there should be any change.
Okay. What is something you learned this year?
This year, this social interaction is very crucial in my life, especially in AIIMS.
That's great. Those were wonderful answers. So for your wonderful performance in this rapid fire round and for helping us out, we have a special surprise from you. That's a small gift hamper from Unacademy's side. So here it is.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. We can keep it here. So it's a tradition at CTwT that whenever we have a topper come and share their experiences, we ask them to tag another topper so that CTwT can invite them and they can also come and guide all our learners out there. So who would you like to tag?
Okay, I would like to tag one of my friends, Rohit Suresh.
Okay, he's your batchmate?
Yes.
Okay, hi Rohit, we'll be reaching out to you soon and hope you'll also be able to come like Keerthi and share your tips and guidance with all the learners so that they can improve their strategy. And what is the one last final message that you would like to give to all the aspirants out there so that they can excel in their exam?
This is something very people ignore. They think that they aren't too intelligent to give NEET or excel in NEET, but this is something real that every people is intelligent. It's not that some people are more or less intelligent, but it's that people don't realize their intelligence and utilize their intelligence.
Thank you so much, Keerthi. I think that was very humble of you. And I also feel that you're genuinely someone who loves the subject and you didn't do physics, chemistry, biology just for the sake of it or just for the sake of the entrance. And I think that's really great. And that will make studying easy if we like what we do, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for that. Thank you for guiding our learners. And I hope you guys have learned a lot and you guys will be able to implement a lot of this into your preparation. We'll be back for you with more such episodes जहाँ पे और भी toppers आपको बताएंगे कि आपकी NEET की preparation के लिए आपको क्या करना चाहिए and आप कैसे motivated रह सकते हैं और कैसे अपनी preparation को और better और smarter कर सकते हैं. तब तक के लिए remember to like this video, share it with all your friends, drop your comments in the comment section and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.